Gideon Enterprises and I have a history, but it's been a while, 6 years to be exact. Back then, they were the biggest security systems company in the world, working with huge corporations, governments, even the US military. They'd invented doming security, advanced drone technology, and been heavily involved in creating the global satellite matrix. And those were just the things the public knew about. I happened to know of a couple secret pet projects they were developing, one of which I'd personally pulled the plug on. Fortunately, the only person at Gideon Enterprises who might still be nursing a grudge against me was too dead to do anything about it. Frank Schimming, a corporate Nazi who'd taken control of the corporation from its founder, J. St. Gideon, ended up selling the business and then booking a 40-year vacation on the Moonchild, which he got to enjoy for, about a week before an unexpectedly early retirement.
My, Mr. Murphy, you are just full of surprises, aren't you? How'd you get mixed up with Gideon Enterprises? One of your other cases?
Yeah, my first one back in '37.
And did you make someone mad?
Well, I may have caused a little hiccup with a multi-billion-dollar project they'd been working on for years.
Huh.
I have this thing about world domination. I'm against it.
Okay. Details, please.
Well, you're going to have to wait for our dinner date. I'll need a couple of hours and a few cocktails to tell you that story.
Fine. At least tell me why they'd be following you 6 years later. Have you had any run-ins with them since then?
Nope, and as far as I know, Gideon Enterprises doesn't exist anymore. They got bought out a year ago by M3 Corporation.
The Maddox Group?
Yeah. You know about them?
Oh, well, I know Adam Maddox just became the world's first multi-trillionaire, and I've been following what he's been doing with the Omega Project. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You must have heard of it.
Is it like the Omega Man? Because I've seen that movie, and it's not that amazing.
Oh, very funny. The Omega Project is this massive island city out in the middle of the ocean. I mean, it's all built and run by the most advanced AI ever created. Totally self-sustaining, ecocentric. Okay, never mind. So Gideon Enterprises is out of business. Someone is driving one of their old vehicles and following you. Why?
There's only one reason I can think of, but it's the most ridiculous reason ever. I saw something connected to Gideon in the Roswell facility.
Well, that doesn't seem ridiculous. I mean, they did security systems, right? Maybe the military was using them.
Not back in 1996. J. St. Gideon was still running around in knickers and playing tiddlywinks or whatever English schoolboys do.
I'm confused then. What was it that you saw in Roswell?
That's the thing. It was in my dream. I forgot to tell you that part. When I started accessing the old computer, a Gideon logo showed up.
Well, then it had to come from the other gizmo. The one you brought?
Exactly, the one I brought in my dream, not in real life.
But you're saying that this is the only connection that you had to Gideon in the past 6 years?
I know, and that's why it's ridiculous.
What if, bear with me, it wasn't a dream? I mean, you said it yourself. It felt real, not like any other dream that you've ever had.
And what, I just forgot that little part of the adventure?
People forget things all the time. I mean, it's pretty common with trauma, emotional, head, which you've had more than your fair share of, or so you say.
Well, I managed to get through that whole day without getting cold cocked. You can believe that. Though, now that you mention it...
What?
Well, I may have passed out at one point. Just a little.
Just a little?
For a second.
Like you took a nap for a second? What happened?
It was when I first got inside the complex. I figured it was something in the air, gas maybe. Then it cleared out and I woke up.
Yeah, nothing weird about that. Look, Tex, if it's possible that what you thought was a dream actually happened, don't you want to know?
I guess, but there's no way to know.
Well, maybe there is. You know, Angela is a psychology professor. Memories, dreams, mental issues of all types. She knows more about things like that than anyone. The regressions are just an extension of it. If you let her, she might help you figure out if it was a dream or not. And while we're at it, we should have her do a regression with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pass on that.
Oh, come on. Text, please.
Nope.
I'll bet we could work out a deal. You do sessions with Angela, and I'll do something nice for you.
Oh, nice.
Like really, really nice.
Well, I guess we can discuss it.
Oh, good. I'll give her a call and I'll set it up.
I'm not sure what I'm getting myself into, but Chelsea doing something nice for me is an offer I can't refuse. Plus, she's right. If what I dreamed really happened, I want to know. Chelsea says she'll get in touch with Angela and make arrangements. Before she leaves, she makes me take her cell phone so she can reach me when they're ready. In the meantime, I have work to do on the Morozov case. I want to check in with Malden and give Oleg Kalinin's name to Agent McCovey at Interpol. I also have Kalinin's photo. It's a long shot, but if he stayed in a hotel somewhere in the city, maybe I'll get lucky. First, though, I want to talk to Rook. I put on a suit jacket, adjust my tie, and cover my bedhead with my fedora, then take the fire escape down the stairs to the street. As I cross to the pawn shop, the door opens and a woman steps outside. It's the same older lady I saw earlier at Chelsea's newsstand. She gives me a polite smile and a nod as we pass each other. As I enter the pawn shop, Rook is behind the counter in profile, distracted. His face is twisted, contorted in a way I've never seen, making him almost unrecognizable. I think he's smiling. I had no idea his face could do that. And doesn't last. When he turns to see me, it's gone faster than you can say,
"What do you want, Murphy?"
"Hey, and a good day to you too, Rook. I just popped in to say hello."
Well, now you've said it, now you can pop right back out.
You know, after all these years, you think you know someone, and then this morning, Louis tells me you're some kind of computer whiz.
No.
No? I guess I gotta quit taking Louis's word on this sort of thing. He told me Clint was a big world traveler. Turns out he'd only been to Tijuana.
I'm saying no to whatever favor you're about to ask me.
So you are a computer whiz.
Whiz is such a strong word. But yes, I know my way around a laptop.
And you've been selling computer stuff here for a long time, right?
Yes. The key word being sell, not loan.
I don't need a loan. I just have a few questions about an old computer, like from 1996.
What's the problem? Did your floppy drive quit working?
Good one. No, my unit is working just fine, thanks. Trying to find out if old PCs ever use some kind of infrared gizmo. Looks a little like a mouse plugged into a serial port.
Why are you asking me? Go Google it. Whatever they're using now.
Come on. I know you know about this kind of stuff. Just tell me, or I'll start kissing up so hard it'll make you puke. Rook rolls his eyes and toodles off into the back room. A minute later, he comes out with what looks like an old dog-eared magazine. When he opens it up, I see it's an ancient catalog for computer components. He flips through pages until he finds what he's looking for and then points.
Is this your gizmo?
Yeah, that's it.
Long ago, before Bluetooth, external IR transceivers like this were used for wireless data transfer. But they've been obsolete for 40 years or more. Now, why on earth do you want to know about obsolete IR transceivers?
I just saw one.
How exciting. Where?
In a dream.
A dream? And I thought mine were boring.
Exactly. Why would I dream about a computer gizmo? Especially one I've never seen before, never even knew existed.
Truly one of life's greatest mysteries. Now, either buy something or go follow your dreams somewhere else.
I probably didn't need to check with Rook, but now, as much as I don't want to believe it, I'm pretty sure my dream wasn't a dream at all. The implications of that are disturbing. But I've got more practical things to deal with at the moment. I used Chelsea's phone to call Malden. He says they won't let him put out an APB on Kalinin. I ask if he can check flight manifestos to see if Kalinin and or the Morozovs have flown out of town, but he says not without a warrant. He tells me he checked the Argonaut surveillance footage, but he couldn't identify the imposters, so not one bit of good news. I call McCovey and fill him in on what little I know about Oleg Kalinin. As usual, he says he can't do a thing for me, and I'm starting to think he's serious. Clearly, I can't count on anyone else to help me track down the suspects or victims. For all I know, the Russians are all long gone, but I have to hope Kalinin was staying in a hotel and someone can give me a lead to his whereabouts. I start with New San Francisco's highest-end hotels and work my way down. For the next 5 hours, I hit 23 different hotels and go through the same spiel. No luck. It's almost a relief when Chelsea calls to let me know that she and Angela are ready for me. I fly my Lotus back to the Ritz and climb the stairs to my office. Chelsea's been busy. The place is lit with dozens of candles, and the refreshing smell of Wowie Kazowie air freshener has been replaced with burnt sage. I hear music coming from my bedroom, relaxing, mystical New Age style, which, on my musical taste spectrum, slots in just above opera and just below a catfight.
So, what do you think?
I love it. Does it come with a free mani-pedi?
Very funny. I just want to help you get as relaxed as possible.
Gotcha. I'll tell you what would really relax me.
Tex.
It's been a long time since I got good and relaxed, if you know what I'm saying.
You are a naughty, naughty boy.
Yes, I am. Very naughty. I think I need a really good spanking.
Hello, Tex.
Oh, hey, Angela. How you doing? I didn't see you there in my bedroom.
Why don't you two come in, and I'll let you know what we're going to do.
I follow Chelsea into the bedroom. It's darker in here, with a single candle on the nightstand. Angela's hologram is in the corner, sitting in one of my office chairs. In this low light, you'd never know she wasn't really there. I sit on the edge of the bed while Chelsea stands near the door.
We thought you'd be most comfortable lying on the bed. And the more comfortable and relaxed you are, the better. Is there anything special you do to relax?
Well, other than my first idea, I guess maybe a drink. Is that allowed?
Absolutely. In fact, I usually recommend a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I'll get the bourbon.
To get started, go ahead and take off your shoes and coat, loosen your tie, and get comfortable on the bed while I tell you about the process. From what Chelsea has told me, it sounds like you may have a lost memory. If I understand correctly, this memory is a gap between events you do remember, so we'll be using a technique known as serial memory recall. This refers to recalling events in the order of their occurrence. So I'll have you start at the beginning, when you first arrived at Roswell, and we'll look for cues that might trigger the lost memory.
As Angela is talking, Chelsea returns with a glass and the bottle of bourbon. I ignore the glass and drink straight from the bottle, then lie down and stretch out. Chelsea sits next to me and after a moment starts running her hand through my hair. Oh, it feels amazing. I haven't felt it since my mom used to do it when I was a kid. The bourbon starts kicking in and it's like I'm floating on an 80-proof cloud. Angela tells me to close my eyes and then in a soft, slow voice begins to speak.
Let your awareness just go on its own adventure. Let it lead you to a tranquil, happy place.
My mind drifts, eventually taking me to the home I grew up in. I feel myself sinking, getting deeper. I'm in a well-lit hallway, doors on both sides.
Each door has its own character, personality, and construction. But there's one particular door that's calling to you.
I'm drawn to a white wooden door with a brass handle. As I reach out to push it open, Angela starts to count down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You intend to go to the Roswell military base?
Gideon Enterprises bought the rights to utilize dozens of abandoned government installations.
A weather balloon.
It was no damn weather balloon. It was a spacecraft. I don't think I can help. My security. Everything is the wrong hand. The military base is well camouflaged. You could spend weeks trying to locate the site.
waking up on the floor. It's pitch dark. It feels like I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, but I don't. My body's on autopilot and I'm just along for the ride. Dead bodies, lots of them. There are blast holes pockmarking several spots in the floor and walls. Network operations centers. I step into the room. A bank of old-fashioned servers covers one wall. I hear several commands, none of which mean anything to me. The gizmo lights up. And I hear something else. What was that? Is there someone out in the corridor? Fluorescent green mist is seeping in around the door frame. The green mist is thicker now and starting to drift toward me, swirling along the floor.
I don't believe we ever used the location.
There are lights on now. They weren't on before. I'm not quite awake. Everything's quiet. After a moment, I open my eyes, see the ceiling above my bed. Late afternoon sunlight is streaming in through the open bedroom door. I stretch and slowly sit up. Chelsea's in the chair where Angela's hologram had been.
How do you feel?
A little foggy. Where's Angela?
Oh, she's been gone a while. You've been asleep for a couple of hours. How much do you remember?
Not much.
Oh, it was the same for me when I did the regressions. Angela said it's almost the same as what she did with you.
So, what happened?
Oh, you have been through a lot, sweetie. I had no idea.
So, what about my dream? Was it real?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It happened during that time when you thought you were passed out. Angela has no idea how or why, but you actually did everything you saw in your dream. Then apparently you went back to where you were like nothing had even happened.
And that's when I woke up. I remember now that something was different, had changed after I passed out. It was totally dark when I lost consciousness, but the emergency lights were on when I came to. I didn't think anything of it at the time, didn't even really notice. I guess it was me who turned on the power and woke up the... whatever it was.
It's really scary, Tex.
Yeah, it was.
No, not just what you went through. I mean your lost memory. How could someone cause that to happen? Make you do something, risk your life, and then erase the memory of it?
I don't know, but I need to find out. There's a connection to Gideon Enterprises, we know that for sure now. And someone needed me to get something into or out of the Roswell complex. If I can figure out what it was, maybe it'll lead me to the person who's behind all this. I'm gonna get some answers. Looks like I need to go back to Roswell.